Today, we have an incredible guest, female country singer and songwriter.
If you get too close, I'm taking you home.
Kelsi Mayne is in the house. Here we go. Bear with me. We're going to bring her up in just a few seconds. One, bang. How are you, Kelsi?
Good. How are you, Cammy D?
Cammy D, great. We're doing good. I'm so happy to have you on today.
Thanks for having me. This is awesome.
You rock. So, tell us more. I was flipping through, the internet. You have so much material out there. First of all, I have to say, congrats on repping female country singers in Canada. Thank you for that.
Thank you. Thanks. I'm happy to carry the torch.
That's amazing. And so I'm just going to bring up a picture. Here's a sweet memory. So this is from the CMA, Ontario.
Yeah.
So how was that? You guys got nominated and then you performed?
Yeah, this year was the first time actually being nominated. We were nominated for the Rising Star Award, and to be recognized. So this was the first industry nominated event that we've ever been a part of. So it's really cool to be considered, even like to have your name kind of be on people's memories and in the industry, and then to have them think that you're good enough to even be there is really, really honor. It's a really honorable feeling. So.
Oh, that's super, super cool. And so you're originally from Windsor and you're living in Toronto. So how's it been in terms of, how did you get into country music and how did you sort of get to where you are today?
It's a very convoluted story. There's lots of, basically growing up, I listened to everything from, we mostly had Detroit radio stations, like radio and television. We just had bunny ears. And so I was very heavily influenced by the States. And then, and we listened to everything around the house from like Aretha Franklin to bagpipe music. I was like a Highland dancer. And then my dad was in the pipe band, and then country music. Like he loved playing country music around the house, and he does really good Garth Brooks impression that comes out every once in a while. But so just having all those influences, I just naturally gravitated towards country. And then kind of started when I loved to sing. I just did that my whole life, but I was nervous to make that my full-time career. So I worked at a bunch of part-time jobs through university as a nursing student to pay for my education. And one of those jobs, I was a bartender and server at a country bar. And then there, they made me like their house singer because they had some like performing aspects to it. So they had dancers up on the bar, and then they made me their singer. And that kind of just motivated me to take it to the next level.
That's so cool. So was it one of those bars? What was that movie where they had the country singers on the bar?
Yeah, Coyote Ugly. Yeah, it was
Coyote Ugly. That's right.
It was a little more like less risque than that. But we didn't do like the wet t-shirt contests and stuff. But
yeah.
As far as like the dancing and singing and stuff up on the bars, that was all very much the same.
Country's so fun though. And let's go way back. So you also were an athlete. So I have a picture.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I did my research.
Yeah,
that's so cool.
That was my very last race.
Was
It's crazy. Yeah.
Cool.
But that was nationals, and so you can see actually the three girls around me were all wearing the same uniform. So there's three of us in the finals. And I managed to somehow capture the third bronze medal that race. So
cool.
I didn't want to do that at nationals, get a bronze medal, but it happened. So
wow, that's so awesome. And and I tell our country, all the Canadians. I'm so proud of our musicians. You know, it's takes so much heart and grind and the work that you put into it, right? And it's amazing to see. You know, you've done so well in everything that you do. You put a lot of work and heart into it. So tell us more about your upcoming projects. I know you have a lot of music, you know, on the go. So tell us more about that.
Yeah, and to touch upon that, your last point with the being an athlete, I think they both kind of go hand in hand. Like, I'm so grateful for that experience because that taught me how to persevere and to just continue. My first year, I was brutal, and then so because of those experiences and like knowing how to stay with it and just keep on going, and because music is definitely not a thing that's overnight either. So there's no such thing as an overnight success. So I think, yeah, anyways, I'm really grateful for that experience to which taught me the values to persevere in music. So
Yeah, no, it's a really good point because you're right. I think, you know, there's musicians and they put, you know, 10, 15 years before they have their first break, but people always see what they see on TV or, you know, on the internet. It's like, oh, they just landed today, but that's not the case, right?
yeah,
Yeah, it takes
exactly.
a lot of work. So, yeah, I was just gonna bring up one of your CD covers here, and I wanted to learn more about because you have some super exciting stuff coming up with your music.
Thank you. Yeah, so that was my first radio single, is Woman Waiting, and then we remixed it, we revamped it, and have a different version on the album now. So I released my album at the beginning of the pandemic in 2020, and um, didn't plan on that, obviously, but that happened as well, and you just gotta roll with the punches, and it's been a really interesting and but cool journey, just seeing how people are reacting to all the different songs. So there's 11 songs in the album, and I purposely made them all different. And what I've discovered with it is it's almost become a personality test, because there wasn't like a clear winner of like the favorite song on the album. I asked my audience, I took a poll, and it was like a dead tie across the board pretty much.
Wow.
So and I really started to look at why certain people gravitated towards certain songs, and then I realized, I'm like, oh well, I've had a bunch of married men that like the song Surrender. And why is that? And then I was thinking, well, it's because the song's about allowing yourself to be vulnerable for the very first time and falling in love with someone. So maybe that's why. I don't. and then there's like a honky tonk song, and like one of my friends, she says like that one's her favorite one, and she likes a good drink, so that's why. Like, I don't know, it's kind of just become like a litmus test, almost like a personality test. So it's really interesting to see people's favorite songs. So I developed a quiz for
Did
people for people, then they can determine what kind of song fits their personality.
I really love that. You know, I think music is so emotional and it gets us through, you know, the joys of our life, you know, the lows, you know, and it really carries everyone. And even through the pandemic, I mean, honestly, I think everyone could say like music has been sort of that piece, you know, of giving us some joy and life, right, during these hard times. So appreciate it so much. And every time I see musicians, I'm like, you know, hashtag thank you for the music, because it really is, I mean, amazing. So appreciate that.
Thanks.
Yeah.
There's one song on the album, it's called About Time, and that one I wrote in 2018, and it's actually not what you think it would be. Like by the title you think, oh, it's about time something happens and you're complaining about something, but it's actually a love ballad. Actually, it was dubbed by the media as the love-making ballad, so you're welcome.
There you go, Canada. From Kelsi Mayne, you got some tunes.
Oh, but it's just about appreciating the time that you have with people and your loved ones, and how time is the most valuable currency you can give to someone. So, and that's one of my core family and life values. And we wrote that before the pandemic, but now during this time, it is so much more relevant because I feel like people are actually living that to the fullest right now. So, and this time is kind of allowing people to just take a step back and realize how important that time that and what they missed by just the hustle and bustle of everyday life. So
You must really miss performing, right? Too, because I know a lot of musicians, right? It's that engagement when you get to connect and you get the energy off the crowd. I mean,
it's something that you can't replicate in the studio. Like I think like my producer was amazing, Doug Romano. He pushed me to the max, and I, even when I felt like I was doing my best, he was like, nope, you can do better. And he really believed in me and knew how far I could go. And because he's also seen me live. So he did such a good job in trying to replicate how I perform live into this album.
wow, it's so amazing. It's so true. Like how you could, when you're in front of a stage and yeah, that's actually an interesting, I never even thought of that. Like how you bring that into the studio.
When you're in a booth by yourself, like staring at a wall, or like it's just the most, like the atmosphere just is just not there. And then it's nice to be able to have that relationship with someone who knows you and then also challenges you and just pushes you and kind of creates that atmosphere for you.
You have a nursing background, and again, seeing with the pandemic and all our frontline workers and sort of the pressures of our healthcare system. I mean, how amazing this. So, did you go back into the hospitals to help out?
Yeah, well, I went back into nursing, so I've been actually testing, just like as pretty much a full-time job. The last couple months is just testing people all day long, and so it's helping people. This is for businesses specifically, so it's helping other people get back to work. So it's a small way that I can give back and use my nursing degree again towards, and I'm happy to be able to do it. So
That's amazing. I know, like our nurses have been working so hard. Our healthcare, frontline workers, and it must be super busy.
it's busy and demanding and draining, and the nurses that are in the hospitals every day, like, man, props to all of them and all the support workers. Like it's a total team effort, and I'm happy to play a small part in this fight, but man, my heart goes out to all of them because the burnout is real. It's so yeah, my heart goes out to everyone through this time. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine because, I know, a lot of us sort of, kind of get anxious being at home but I can't imagine the flip side where, our nurses are going out every day working overtime and the stresses of, when the numbers are going up, so definitely when they say heroes, I mean, like you said, props, thank you to all our nurses and thank you. I mean, that's so awesome and kind of you, Kelsi.
Thank you.
And I have to say, I love your Instagram. So, I mean, Canada, you got to go on her Instagram. You got to follow her. I mean, great music, but she has some really cool stuff. One of the things, if you're a country fan, or even if you're not, I mean, one of the legendary musicians we can all respect and love is Dolly Parton. I mean, she turned 75 and you did this amazing tribute, the Jolene tribute. I absolutely loved it.
Thanks.
That's so much fun.
So that was at that country bar that I worked at, and
Cool.
that was like my old shirt that I worked in, and then so the girl to the left of me, like, or my right, but the left of the screen, she was the choreographer. She actually worked with me at that bar. She was one of the actual dancers there, and then there's another one at the far back on the right. She's another redhead, and she also worked with me too. So that was like a really cool, fun throwback project to go back and film our music video there.
That's so fun. So sorry, where was that bar again?
So it's called the Bull and Barrel, and that's in Windsor.
Oh, girl, in Windsor, get out of here. Oh my God. Okay, we're gonna have to do a road trip. I'm so curious. I'd love to go there.
Yeah, it's really, really cool spot. So I
awesome.
attribute a lot of my my start to that place, and it was basically just the patrons there that just having like the strangers coming up to you and telling you to pursue this and like believing in you, which is it still blows my mind. It's very weird to have complete strangers that like think that you can like make it in music right off the top. So thanks guys, thank you to them.
Well, that's so sweet, right? And this is sort of why, I wanted to take this movement. I'm trying to take something that was, kind of considered niche, the whole concept of local, and take it mainstream. Because I think, that's what, right? Like we really appreciate is how much local and community means. And, even again, talking to that point, I found this gem too. Ron McLean here with you at, the Hockeyville. So tell us more. Again, this is, community coming together. And, again, this lens is a little bit different. It's in hockey. But what was this all about?
Hometown hockey. So they have, they go around every year to different towns all across Canada, and they feature the towns that they go to and the people there, and it's so cool to see that back story to everything and everyone, and just to be featured as one of the acts among Canada. And they feature people and their stories, the locals, and some of the successes and things and businesses. And then they feature musicians from the area too. So we got to perform on live national television for the first time on that program. It was pretty cool.
Wow, that's really, really cool. And is Ron McLean a sweetheart? I mean, he seems so nice.
Oh my gosh. Him and Tara Sloan, like they're both just such phenomenal people. Like what you see is what you get. And Ron, I say he should be, if he wasn't so good at his job, he should be a detective, because he finds everything about, he does his own research. Like the production will ask you like for your own blurb or your management, your team, and then you send that in, and I don't even know if he looks at it, because he finds so much more about you. And so I'm like, and he memorized all of my bandmates' names and where they're from. Like I didn't even know that my bassist was originally from Waterloo. Wow. He should be a detective. So
oh my God, it's amazing. So Ron McLean, Tara Sloan, sweethearts, thank you so much for what you do in the community, representing Canada, our athletes and the community. So shout out to them, and what a great experience this was. And so I just, again, speaking of local and community, I had to ask, because we do have a challenge right here. It's called the Support Local Canada Challenge. So Kelsi, are you going to jump on that train?
I have, yes. There's
awesome.
Actually, I think I sent you, it was at the beginning of this pandemic, I sent you a video.
Yes.
So we went to a local Indian restaurant called the Great Marthara.
Yeah.
If I'm saying it right. It is on Eglinton Avenue in Toronto. And so what we started doing is they have literally the best Indian food I've ever had. And we had like a whole bunch of chicken that was going to go bad. So we cooked it all. And then, but I didn't really, I don't know, I'm not really the best cook. So I was like, this needs a sauce. And so we ordered buttered chicken without the chicken and just got the sauce from them, and then chana masala is like another favorite dish. So we just mixed it all together, and it was so good.
Sweet. Yeah, I remember that video. That was awesome. So well done.
But yeah, and then I also, one of my many bartending jobs was at the Assembly Chefs Hall in Toronto, and that's a great spot where they had like some of the best local restaurants all in one place, and they were all like little food vendors. So Cherry Street Barbecue is one of my go-tos, and so is Love Chicks. So yeah,
Cool.
great people too. Like, but the people and the owners behind the business, like, couldn't be any sweeter. So of course, not only is the food amazing, but you want to support people like that.
Awesome. Yeah. And, just again, shout out to our local businesses and the families that run them, right? I mean, we always think about business being, corporate, but this is local. And it's all run by family and friends and our neighbors. So shout out to, all of you. I know it's been really tough. And keep supporting Canada, keep doing that takeout and shop online. So yeah, great. And I lastly wanted to talk about, you got some exciting, music that your fans can, get from you. And I heard you have a special treat. You get to get some of them autographed.
Yeah. I have. So I have it right here. There's this is my album.
Oh.
It's just like still really surreal to actually hold 3 years of work in your hand. But so if people order these, and then there's like a spot for comments on it, so people ask if I could autograph it, and of course I will. So I autograph them, but then I always send like little personalized notes to everyone too, which is like one of my favorite things to do. So
You're so sweet. That's so nice.
and I have a couple t-shirts too. These ones I had to I just restocked them because they sold out. These are the main train t-shirits. So the all main train members, they get those, and then these are actually t-shirts that I originally printed for the ladies. But a lot of men actually like these too. So they're like really cool soft fabric, and it's like a flowy little shirt. But yeah, it's like,
oh my God, I love it.
The favorite items.
That's so nice. You're so sweet. There you go, Canada. So jump on the Kelsi Mayne train, support your female country singer and songwriters. So where could your fans, again, I love to give the last words to our guests. So please go ahead and yeah, talk to all your fans out there.
Oh, okay. Well, my website is kelsimayne.com, and my social media everything is at Kelsi Mayne. So I love just chatting with everyone. It's me answering all my messages, and that's what's keeping me busy during this time. So
amazing. Well, thank you so much, Kelsi, for taking the time and spending it with us. And thank you, Canada. Keep supporting local, and see you next time on Pop TV, powered by Pop TikR. Good night, everyone. Thanks. Bye.